Lancelot jungle, and Gall gonna go to the gold lane here. But at the same time, we also noticed that, okay, it's definitely gonna be Esmeralda to the side lane because Kuja is actually gonna be opting to go for this Esmeralda. I was about to say that Esmeralda makes a really great jungler as well. So GG is gonna be our main carry here. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go to the jungle for himself. HY is gonna be, like you said, either go to the mid or towards the side lane, and nothing to say, and AIM is just going to be constantly just roaming around.
Yep, that sounds about right. But looking at both team compositions, which are you liking a little bit more?
Oh man, but I'm a little bit curious because we have not seen Perisai playing a marksman ever before here.
It's been, well...
a long time, right?
Yeah, it has been quite some time. I can't say that he's terrible at it because every pro player needs to be able to play a marksman to a certain degree to get to where they're at.
I know, because like the only thing that like I'm a big fan of is definitely Perisai's Gusion plays. He plays a really mad Gusion. So, but then again, him playing the Claude, it's just been a long time since we last saw him play a marksman. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, jumping into game number 3 between both teams here, Lourve Esports and Team Bosskurr. Who's gonna take this win? We shall see after witnessing a beautiful graphics of the Land of the Dawn. Thank you so much, production. Let's see who takes game number 1.
Yeah, let's get this show on the road here. We've been waiting this for a while. Orange Lourve Esports versus Team Bosskurr. Looks like their opening is really interesting because I don't know who exactly is going to get the buff down onto red side there for the side of Orange Lourve Esports. They're letting Nothing to Say just kind of solo the lane for now, but who's getting this? Oh, it looks like GG is going to be getting this, and they're getting a little bit of EXP as well. So that means the next wave is going to allow him to get to level 2. Boom, right there. And Selena still should be level 1.
Level 1 or not, it still comes down to, I'm really curious to what he actually trying to opt for. I don't see the Abyssal Trash being placed down, so I'm assuming he actually went for the Abyssal Arrow instead. But then again, if he went for the Abyssal Arrow, I'm looking to see a little bit more aggression, definitely right after he hits that level 2.
Yeah, and I think right now, yep, he hit his level 2, he was just waiting for the wave, and now he can start playing around. However, the buffs are important in AIM. He's already starting to bombard the area of the blue buff side. Kaiser, once again, he's playing with fire here. He's proxying 2 waves at once to hit his level 4 as quickly as possible, and it's working out very, very well because now they're going to get what they've set up just now is free gold on the mid lane, but instead they're looking to respond to the top side, which they really shouldn't have.
Definitely for sure, but either way, well played coming for the back, and best part about it as well, no one is actually rotated to actually try to punish our dear friend Kaiser at all. So Kaiser's going to be able to get out not just a boost in 2 levels, but we'll be able to get back to the lane with full comfort. Remember, with Consecration, he's going to be, even without a Consecration, he's going to be naturally regenerating back that HP really quickly.
Yeah, but what was the original plan coming in from Orange Lourve Esports? Just to take away the buff and sacrifice, you know, interacting with the bottom lane? I don't know. I find it kind of an interesting move because it could have been done a little bit more efficiently. That, or, I mean, Kaiser must be just 300 IQ to see into the future.
No, that may be true, but then again, look at the placement of the Abyssal Trust as well. I could only safely assume that the fact that they actually went for that invasion just to place down that vision for the But here comes the flicker, but then again, Parasite with the Battle Mirror image, he's going to be able to make that fight quite passive. But we're not talking about the Wolf King himself, Roger, and GG will be able to secure the first blood for his team here on Parasite.
I think GG could have rolled forward. Oh no, but he's got to be careful because, again, he doesn't know when that stun is going to be up just yet. Even with the timers, it's a little hard to estimate exactly when. If you're caught under the turret while stunned, well, you're going to lose most of your health. But Nothing to Say, once again, trying to disrupt that blue buff side. Esmeralda comes in hard, trying to shred them as much as they can. Kuja flickers forward to pick up Kaiser, but it isn't enough, and they don't get the buff this time round. But Fakes, he's going to walk away a happy boy.
Oh man, what really great invasion for sure. Definitely a little bit of risky plays, but then again, it all makes up as HY was able to pick up a beautiful 1v1 on Kaiser towards that bottom lane. Oh man, really great stuff coming in.
Yeah, it's been good works, but again, very passive gameplay coming in from both sides. Nobody really dedicating all their resources, and so far only Lourve was the only ones making the moves. And Kuja, he's going to be absorbing everything. Blazing Duet, don't care, just going to absorb as much as I can. Walk away, only loses about half of his life, but luckily the Tortoise Poissance was there to add that extra damage. Yeah,
but then again, this is exactly what Kuja is trying to go for as well, because he noticed that the fact that GG was actually soloing this turtle, so he just had to buy enough time as long as possible. But nothing to say, comes in with the reinforcement. Team Bosskurr will not be able to take down this top tier 1 tower for long. And with the reinforcement coming in, this is going to be allowing the rest of the team to open up the map a little bit more better.
Yeah, oh man, Eudora is such a threat. Her stun is just such a powerhouse, and there's nothing you can, there's not a lot of counterplay you have to it for a lot of these heroes, but those who do have to be super careful. And now, getting ganked HY quickly coming out of it, uses the darkness to buy some distance and time to push them out. While on the opposite side of the map, Orange Lourve Esports look to try and take this top tier 1.
Really great sound of the fact that Team Orange Lourve Esports just totally understand the fact that like we have this early game aggression and potential. Let's just try to get as many objectives as possible. Although yes, there were some moments they did lose some of their buffs towards the invasion coming from the side of Team Bosskurr, but I still totally fine with that because GG is still going quite strong.
Yeah, GG knows that Sakura is on his way. If she has Flicker, he's in trouble. Yep, he's dead anyways. Ah, that's rough. That is rough.
That is very rough indeed. And the worst part about it as well, nothing to say was not really in the vicinity to really back him up either. Wrong place at the wrong time, maybe?
I think he just got a little greedy. Like, you could see him walk up intending to fight, but the moment that his teammates made the call of, hey, we don't know where Eudora is, he is on the run. And unfortunately, at that point in time, Sakura still had his Flicker.
Ooh, Kaiser gonna come straight to the back line. Brilliance by HY is gonna be coming in as well just to get out of that, just in case. A Berserk Arrow will be able to connect, but then again, this is on top of a box here. I don't think you really want to try to jump on top of a box here, especially when Sakura is still in play and still alive.
Oh, nothing. Oh, wait, hold up here. Hold up. The gank coming in from that top side, catching HY off guard, and while he was midway doing his jungle camp.
Really unfortunate there as well, but still big pickup coming from side of Team Bosskurr. Kill score currently tied 2-2 here. Net worth, I say it's pretty much very similar. Same goes for towers, 1 for 1. Now all comes down to see whether who can secure this turtle. Looks like Team Bosskurr has the upper hand in securing it because they have the amount of number of men here, and they will safely secure it with that retribution.
Yeah, just look at the counter proxying coming in from both of these teams. Esmeralda just chilling by bot side, clearing that wave, while you can see that Uranus on the bottom side as well, trying to proxy the exact same wave. So both sides not really getting too far with anything here. They're just clearing the waves, taking a camp, and then looking to rotate.
Demon Hunter's Sword also going to be picked up on the side here, Pura side as well. That's going to be pretty big. Definitely not big enough if you really wanted to try to go for this 1v1 against GG.
Yeah, they are just trying to control this river line here. Both contesting to control land, making sure that they have more vision control. Kuja, oh man, Kuja and Kaiser are just both having the funnest of times.
I mean, yeah, it's just pretty much just farming and split pushing. And the best part about it, neither one of these teams want to go and try to literally punish them because they know that they can't really catch up to them at all. But then again, Kaiser's going to be slowly falling back. Ghost got a 1v1 against Kuja. Let's see who is going to be taking the top 5. But anyway, coming back towards his mid-fire. Nothing to say, gets a little bit down low, but then again, he has to push. So he's going to be able to get the shield. But on the other hand, GG on the hunt, gets Scott. And the rest of the team instantly has to disengage.
Yep. Back up to the top side, says GG, as he looks to continue to farm. I'm excited to see how much gold he's developed at this point in time. He is level 10 to Fake's level 10 as well, 2-1 to 1-0. It's looking pretty good for either carry here, but again, no real lead has been developed.
No, the thing is just ooh, by the way, beautiful Cash Face has literally having the toughest time, but Sally can't say the same for Sakura, but she's still holding on the line as long as possible, but Sally, instantly Eudora will be able to pick up 1 for 1 before she fell.
Making sure to get all of Eudora's abilities. Oh wait, Parisai's coming in with a Blazing Duet, this time on Nothing to Say. He's getting pretty hard chunked out, but that's going to be Fakes coming in hard with the Phantom Execution, picking up a kill off of GG. And once again, that buff is mine.
Oh man. Really interesting fact that actually, if you're actually spinning with the Shield of Unity, like if you get stunned, you still move, but you eventually stop, right? According to the animation.
Yeah, of course, it would eventually stop. And once again, Bosskurr having full control over the turtle pit as Orange Lourve Esports struggling to find an angle to get in.
Lightning Tornado going to be picked up by Sakura as well, going to be doing even more damage, but nothing to say. Isley has to back up because our dear friend Scott is dead to back him up. Now we're slowly transitioning towards this mid-game, right? And then the point here is Nothing to Say only has 2 stacks. Really not looking that great at all, but still able to contest against Scott, but for how long?
I'm not entirely sure because, I mean, Fakes is here, and now, there we go, Parisai. He's doing some decent damage. Not enough to be super substantial, but just enough to threaten. Now, Scott, he's in trouble. He is dead, finally. Oh, I was sweating for him, but here comes the ultimate coming in from Eudora. Nothing to say, just absolutely eats the whole thing. And now, with 3 stacks under his belt, that's going to be some significant damage, especially for the squishier targets from Team Bosskurr.
Definitely for sure. Ooh, Abyssal Arrow will not be able to connect. We haven't seen a really beautiful connection of the Abyssal Arrow just yet, but Fake's going to be walking right into the book, so nothing to say. Nothing to say. He's going to be able to trade off a little bit of damage, do quite an amount as well, but instantly he has to flick around because of the rotation coming in for the rest of the team. Abyssal Arrow does be able to connect, but he still had the battle mirror image, so he'll still be able to back off.
Yep, they're slow. They are both. I mean, both teams are playing this game. So, nothing to say. Now, trouble with the Blazing Duet. There's no way he can get out of this, even though he is just trying to get that regeneration off in the brush. Just nothing that they could do at this point in time. Once again, Lourve Esports just playing their own game. It's 5-5, and nobody has really taken a significant lead. Team Bosskurr ever slightly so in lead, but not enough to say that, oh yeah, I can end the game right here, right now.
I mean, yeah, definitely for sure. Really unfortunate. GG got to be really careful. The minute he gets out, let's be honest, the minute he gets out of this, I'm pretty sure his whole team is just telling him right now, like, dude, if you're not fast enough, you're going to die. He's like, he's like, why? He's like, no, you just trust me, just run. Run or at least do something.
Well, I mean, what can you really do? It is a hill.
You mean in that situation? No, I'm talking about GG in that situation.
Well, I mean, yes, you should run. You should have ran. But again, I do think that overall, like, this game has just been a complete stalemate. Both sides are a little hesitant to make any moves, and the moves that have been made haven't been followed up by really big punishes at all.
It's really difficult because at the same time, like, every time with Lancelot, right, he realized, like, hey, you know, I'm at my spikes, but anyway, speaking of the game, looks like our dear friend GG will be able to get out of that situation alive. But anyway, yeah, coming back to what I was saying, right? It's really difficult, like, for example, right, our dear friend Fakes, right? He really has a certain amount of items and also the level for him to go for the spike because he's literally level 13. He still has to bide his time because the rest of the team still needs farm. They all are literally late game heroes here compared to the side here, the team Lourve Esports.
Okay, it doesn't connect. But yeah, no, I think you're right in that aspect. Oh, nothing to say.
Oh man, yeah, I mean nothing to say, man.
but Eudora is starting to become a problem here because no one can really catch her just yet. Oh wait, hold on, Sakura finally going down, and just as I mentioned it, Caster's Curse kicks in perfectly.
Definitely, the jinx is real, but anyway, GG finally going for the rotation, punishes our dear friend Sakura, sorry, not Sakura, Kaiser, for constantly going for that split for the longest of time. Really great pickup, but it's going to be allowing our dear friend Kuja to slowly push out that bottom lane a little bit more further than usual here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're kind of playing this push and pull game where they want to threaten a major objective on the map while somebody else is looking to go to the side and kind of, you know, buy time with the time bot, really start profiting by investing in damage in the turrets, looking to take away resources, jungle camps, whatever you see, whatever you want.
Oh, Kuja that siege tank was just one hit away for securing that bottom tier 2 tower. That was really unfortunate. But then again, beautiful save coming from Fakes to ensure that bottom lane didn't engage too much. But coming back to the mid lane, beautiful dive coming in with the Blazing Duet. Nothing to say, once again in his own bush, able to sustain and do quite a amount of damage towards Scott. And here comes GTC because able to pick up a beautiful kill for himself. Scott pops the ultimate, but still not going to be good enough. Sakura pops his ultimate, trying to drop it down, but then again he's able to escape it from it with the flicker on himself.
Yep, they're going to continue pushing on. Kuja even flickering forward to get on top of Barisai, but look at the wave. It's already been crushed as they look to back away from this fight. They don't want to stick around longer than they should have to, and not to mention that most of them did get kind of chunked.
But anyway, Law is going to be out here. GG seeing the fact that this is an opportunity for them to take this Law for themselves, since Scott is not really in the vicinity to come and back them out. And remember, this is not limited Law, so it's going to be a very easy Law to go for them to go pick up. Kuja, beautiful engagement, going to be locked down per side. He is not just about to commit the Blazing Duets. GG instantly stopped doing the Lord because he knows the rest of the team has to commit towards this one mid-game team fight.
Yep. Guys are going pretty deep in here. Once again, they find a stun onto nothing to say, but to no avail when their damage dealers are that far separated.
It's a really challenging game for Lourve Esports because remember, both HY and our dear friend GG really need to scale together. They really want to contest against the two carries coming from the side of Team Bosskurr, both being Barisai and even Face. Don't even forget about Sakura as well with the Eudora.
Yeah, and I think it's still such a big problem. But once again, Barisai getting caught out, and the Blazing Duet didn't come out in time. But I don't think it was going to matter too much, considering that Nothing to Say is playing. That Kuja is playing the Esmeralda. What are they doing? Oh, the Nothing to Say was already in the middle of their fight. I couldn't even see his portrait on the mini-map here. As they find that first initial kill, OLE are looking to go in hard as quickly as possible to push them off of this main objective.
I mean, they had to try to zone him out because GG is trying to solo this law as quickly as possible. He has the Retribution, so he's going to be able to safely secure it. And with that law picked up as well, he's going to be able to pick up the Necklace of Endurance, Dominant's Eyes, and even the Queen's Wings for themselves. There are a lot of items. Hopefully this item boost here for themselves will be enough to win them the next clash here.
I mean, it's 3-2 Torrents so far. Lord is walking down through bottom side. Orange Lourve Esports has an opportunity to take this game away. If they go for the picks here down in the mid lane, or at least pick up one of them, that in itself is so worth it.
Ooh, GG, bringing out the amount of damage on face, but the best arrow is going to be able to connect, but sadly, there will not be any follow-up because the rest of the team a little bit too far behind.
Yeah. They have to play it nice and slow and take it easy as they look to try and break this final boss as quickly as they can.
By the way, here comes Nothing to Say, goes straight to the back line, sees Burrside in his side. Burrside is going to be able to mask his presence, instantly gets the lock on top of Scott as well. Scott trying to do his best, pops the shield Unity, and he's ultimate trying to run away. And thankfully enough, that damage will be enough to slow down and melt down the Lord. But the Lord has done significant amount of damage, and with that space creation, Orange Lourve Esports managed to take down the first tier and second tier turret in the mid lane.
Now that they've got, I mean, they're still trying to expose one of these inhibitors. They haven't put a lot of damage into it, except for the bottom one. But even top side, they're just taking their sweet, sweet time.
Sweet, sweet time indeed. But then again, they can't take it for too long unless they start asserting dominance towards all this jungle. I see a couple of jungle camps still available for the side here, but Kuja is currently on it, try to clear them as much as possible. Same goes for the Lunox, and Nothing to Say as well, because they want to ensure that Team Bosskurr doesn't really combat. All they need to worry about is Fix, who hasn't died at all. Nothing to Say able to tank a lot. He has entered the brush as well, but it's sustaining from 4 people worth of damage as well. And here comes the rest of the team. Kuja tanking a little bit too much, drops out the falling star mode, but sadly there's not going to be any fallout for it. H1 on the other end gets a little bit too deep, trying to flick around, and Parasite instantly jumps into the blazing duet, but instantly has to back off because GG is currently jumping towards his back line.
Yep, I mean, that fight in itself, really long, dragged out. Nobody really got hurt except for Scott. That's mainly because he was out of position.
Oh man, but then again, this is how mobile the entire lineup, both teams really has, right? Battle mirror image, dashing back in, getting back out, sustainability, flickers as well. Although yes, Kaiser still has his Purify. Not sure whether it's going to be needed for him as he goes toe-to-toe with GG in this case.
Tough call. It's a tough call. All but Nothing to Say. Once again, he just walks up way too far into the Eudora stun.
I mean, you know, in this case, we have nothing to say about that, right? Just walk into the mid, instantly get stunned by the Eudora. That's just a really painful lesson for him.
Oh, this is more like this is a painful potential slow-mo, but like let's see how this plays out a little bit more. I mean, it has been 16 minutes of the game with no substantial moves coming out of Team Bosskurr here. Yet the goal is only a 3K differential. Holy Crystal just being bought by Kuja. That's going to be a huge buy for him, especially at level 15, and it stacks with the rest of your items. But again, yeah, both sides just really taking their time with this.
I mean, definitely for sure, because they're literally all preparing for themselves for this next law fight. This next law is going to be really deciding things out. But anyway, sadly, our dear friend gets stunned, gets caught down. Aim is currently out for the count, but Kuja still diving to the mix as well. Sadly, not enough to save his teammate as Parasite finally picking up the double kill he was looking for in this 16 minutes of the game.
I mean, this is looking pretty grim for the side of Orange Lourve Esports. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to try and win this game out, but they will give it a shot as they look to continue rotating towards the top side. My guess is that they want to get top tier 2.
Top tier 2. It's definitely an aspiration they all really want to try to achieve for themselves here. But let's see whether that aspiration will become a dream or just like literally nothing to say for the next time. Because now Luminous Law is currently out. Kuja doing his best to split push that ball lane, try to force Kaiser to stay in that lane for as long as possible in hopes that the team can actually fight that fight without him.
Yeah, this is just kind of speed up the process as much as they can. Well, they know Scott can kind of just eat it for now, for a good amount of time, but now Orange, they see what's going on. They are spotting Esmeralda coming in with a huge flank, but the stun just stopped her right dead in her tracks. Abyssal Arrow comes through, landing onto the Kaiser again. Kaiser is still going pretty hard, trying to get those Ionic Edges to connect, get the initial stun, but it's too late. She already has the shield, negated most of the damage. Fakes is on the run, gets hit by the Abyssal Arrow. Aim, going to be looking to kill him off. Oh! There we have it. And they also find another kill once again with the Roger. A double, a triple, a great way to tell your opponents, nah, we're still in it to win it.
Oh man, AIM, you are, if Lourve Esports win this fight right now, then AIM, you will be the MVP for finally locking down Fakes, who's been playing very safe throughout the entire game. That was pretty much his first death throughout his 18 minutes of the game.
18 minutes or not, but it's still nothing really is happening, because every single time they get onto that Lord, they just get pushed off every single time. Like, watch, he's gonna do it again. Bosskurr is gonna walk up. OLE is just gonna hold their position, and do they finally take it after all this time, after taking out 3 members? Yes, they do. Please finish it. Please don't let them steal it.
Oh, come on, come on.
Okay, there we go. Now that they've secured it, they can just walk back into lane, not have to worry too much about it.
Now this is the part where whether Orange Lourve Esports is able to close things out right here, right now. They cannot buy any more time. Sure, nothing to say, he's able to withstand some of the damage, but it's barely for long. He has to be really methodical about where his position is going to be like, especially since he's just constantly peeling for the team. GG picking up the Demon Hunter Blade is going to be really great at dealing with that tank, especially Kaiser, who's just constantly going, bombing and weaving back and forth throughout all these fights.
All right. Now that Luminous Lord, now that Luminous Lord is walking out at this point in time, let's see how Team Bosskurr actually wants to handle the situation. Remember, they're 4K behind, but I mean, the goal at this point doesn't necessarily matter, because all our heroes here should have full items by now. Arguably, not the support.
I mean, definitely for sure. Like in this case, like, and the scariest part about it as well, we're talking about a Claude late game with quite a decent amount of items as well. So that Blazing Duet will hurt, regardless of how much shield that Kuja is able to steal away from him as well. Let's see whether AIM is able to pull off another beautiful Abyssal Arrow, because that was going to be really count. Almost connected on Parasite though, quite close, but Lord easily breaks down. But Parasite getting a little bit too close to come as well. As nothing to say, almost get them picked up as well. Kaiser easily gets melted down. Killing spree for a different HY. Minotaur not holding up for long. Sakura is going to be dropping down the ultimate, but Sally will not be able to connect on any member at all. Lord instantly gets melted down, but Sally with the cost of 2 inhibitor and possibly a potentially a 3rd one as well towards his top side.
Yep. Can they crack it open? Yes, they do. That's going to be another inhibitor going over to Orange Lourve Esports. They've collected all 3 of the inhibitor turrets, and now super creeps will be coming down from every single one of these actions. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Where did he go?
Where did he go? I don't know. But anyway, Parasite going to be coming in with the Blazing Duet. But Sally Fakers instantly gets melted down by AIM. And AIM go for the pickup. And looks like Orange Lourve Esports goes to the crystal, ends the game. And first gaze will go to them as well.
Oh boy, that was an interesting game. Very slow pace. Not a lot of risk taking. I mean, there was a little risk taking, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Like, I'm gonna transition. I do feel like, you know, everybody's trying to get back into the motions of things, but let's see what our analyst has